Gawain is located alone in the big hall of the throne of the royal regal. The crown appears as if to talk about his story, about his fairy tale. Crown flashing his head on the bar. Gawain woke up on Christmas morning in the side of his lover, Ask. After he returned to Camelot and blamed his mother Morgan Le Fay, he visits the king of Arthur on a round table. Arthur's king invites you. Le Fay Tower performs magic consciousness. The mysterious Green Knight barge in the court informed the court is challenging the court. The article that can land to him will win at his green axe. Nevertheless, he should go to the Green Chapel in the next Christmas and have an equivalent impact on responses. Gawain challenges. Instead of fighting, the Green Knight kneels and lowers his head. Gawain beheads him. The Green Knight stands up, picks up his severed head, reminds Gawain of his deal, smiles and walks away from the castle. The following year, Gawain's story is heard again and his fame rises, but he spends the day drinking. As Christmas approaches, the king reminds Gawain to back up his claims. Gawain takes a green axe and a green belt made by his mother and rides his horse to the Green Chapel. During his trip, Gawain meets a boy who pursues a dead battlefield. He will lightly attach Gawain to the floret and lead to a Green Chapel. Gawain gives him a coin. Soon, 2 Gawainers and 2 others put the gawain and steal the axe, the belt and the horse. Gawain brings his bond to his knife. At the night, he fell in the abandoned cottage and bed. He wakes up with a ghost of a young woman called Winifred. Gawain asked the nearby spring to pick up his head. When he returned to a skull, he saw a skeleton in bed. The next morning the axe came back to him. Gawain took a fox that makes friends with him. They represent female giants through the valley. In the end, Gawain tells the Lord that tells the Green Chapel nearby. The castle also engages in the collapsed bandage with the eyes of the old woman's eyes, and is the Lord's wife, who is engaged in the collapsed bandage. The Lord suggests that he replaces the fact that he finds the castle while he hunting the palm. The next morning, Lady represents Gawain with a green belt that claims herself. In other words, it is acceptable for the exchange of belts and accomplishments. Lady blames him, not an article. The elderly testifies this. Gawain is avoiding the castle, but it is to meet the Lord in the forest that reminds him. Jehovah kissed Gawain in turn for the behavior of Lady, but he does not give him a belt. The Lord revealed that he had caught Gawain's fox, but released Gawain. Gawain arrives in the city where the boat awaits. The fox blocks her way and begs Gawain to give up the quest in a human voice. Gawain refused and boarded the boat to the chapel where the Green Knight was hibernating. Green Knight woke up on Christmas morning after waiting for the night. Complete the game, and the article fluctuates from the axe, but it stops twice as a double bulb. Before the third swing, Gawain returns to Camelot and pursues it again. He becomes the king and the king when his uncle dies. Sl carries her son, but Gawain refuses her and combines her progress. As an adult, his son dies in the battle. And after many years, Gawain becomes an obscene king. With siege attacks and family under the castle, Gawain refuses to pull the green belt to the camouflage. His rejected head falling, speaks in this vision and kneels on his knees on the planet of the Green Chapel. Gawain removes and blows the belt. Green Knight praises the container. He stabs Gawain's neck with his finger and says, "Now cut off your head." After credits, the scene shows a young girl finding the king's crown and putting it on her head.